Hi, I'm Maria Walther.
I'm Jessica Walsh.
We're two traveling teachers. We aren't traveling right now, as most of us are not. So I'm here in my home in Aurora, Illinois.
And I'm here in Oswego, Illinois.
And we felt like we needed to talk some joyful books today. So we picked books that bring us joy and hopefully will bring you joy and your students joy. So Jess is going to kick it off.
Yes. One of the first books I read and finished was actually a gift from you, Maria. This is A Wish in the Dark by Christina Soontornvat. This is a new middle grade book, just came out at the beginning of March, and it did fill me with hope and joy reading this book. It's just a beautiful, beautiful story about two children. It's a fantasy, so it's set in a Thai-inspired world where all the light in their world is generated by one man through a magical source that he has. And so he becomes the leader of their town, their city, and at the beginning of the story, I should mention this is inspired by Les Miserables. And so at the beginning of the story, one of the main characters is in a prison, a children's prison, and he can see across the river, he can see the beautiful town and all the lights generated by this one man, and hope, and that's his sense of, once he's free, he will be able to see those and enjoy those beautiful lights. And it's two children's lives become intertwined through this place, and while there is some elements of darkness at the end, I think readers will feel a sense of hope that the children have reclaimed their power and they can begin to see that the light is inside of them. And so it's kind of a book about activism and empowerment and joy and light. And so I had to choose this one to kick it off. It also has a beautiful audiobook as well. So if you can't get your hands on the physical copy right now, you can actually download the audiobook right away. It would be a great family listen. I think it's one for all generations. As an adult, I enjoyed it, and I think children will enjoy it too. It's funny, like there's humor woven throughout. It's just the writing is impeccable. It's perfect. And I also have to mention Christina's the author of.
Oh yes, we talked about that.
I've talked about this before. Diary of an Ice Princess. She has tons of videos on YouTube. She's doing a book club for the Diary of an Ice Princess series. So you can check all of her videos out on YouTube. And she's also one of the co-creators of the upcoming Everywhere Book Fest. We've been talking about that. So a way to bring books and authors to readers right now. So yeah, that's my shining review of A Wish in the Dark by Christina Soontornvat.
All right, and to follow up with that, speaking of shining and light, this is a beautiful book, Zero Local, Next Stop Kindness. It's a wordless picture book. And in this book, a little girl is on a subway train. And I think it's so timely because right now we know that the people that are on the front lines are the train conductors and people who, obviously in hospitals and medical workers. And in this book, as you can see, it's all done in black and white or grayscale, except for the artist. And on this train, there's an artist. So they're having a delay. People are upset. And the artist sees that. And so the artist creates a thank you card for the conductor and gives it to the conductor. When the thank you card is given and when joy and kindness are shared, the illustrations change from grayscale to light or yellow. And then near the end of the book, there's another delay. The artist is no longer on the train. So this young girl who has watched all of this decides to take matters into her own hands. She makes beautiful origami type art and shares it with the people on the train and also with the conductor. So it's just a beautiful book of how you can spread kindness, and that's called Zero Local. That's by Ethan Murrow and Vita Murrow, who are a couple that create books together. And also, when we're talking about spreading kindness and joy, this is a beautiful book that comes out on Tuesday. That's its book birthday. It's called Happy, a beginner's book of mindfulness, and that's by Nicola Edwards. And it just goes through ways that children and adults can be mindful. So we're talking about senses, talking about happiness. It's just a beautiful, beautiful book for this time when people really need to focus on their own wellness. So those are my two to pair with yours.
All right. Up next, I have another new March book. This is Goldie Vance, The Hotel Whodunit by Lilium Rivera. And this is, you might know Lilium's work from her young adult books. She's written a couple of young adult books. Stealing in Dreams is one. The Education of Margot Sanchez is another young adult book that I actually listened to the audio of, and it was incredible. And so this is her middle grade take on a popular comic series, actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't have the actual comic series, but I've got the ebook on the e-comic on my iPad I've been reading. So Goldie Vance is the original comic by Hope Larson and Brittany Williams. So Lilium was tapped to do the novel version. So this is a novel, it's not a comic. But what brought me joy reading this was the classic mystery. I'm a fan of, I grew up reading, the Boxcar Children and Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. And, growing up when I got older, even teaching Sherlock Holmes. And so the classic mystery is very near and dear to my heart, my reader heart. So I was very excited to see this classic mystery from Lilium Rivera. So Goldie, her father's the manager of a hotel, and this book is set back a few decades back, so it's got that classic feel, like classic Hollywood feel. Mm-hmm. And this famous young starlet is tapped to star in this movie that's going to be filmed in the hotel where Goldie's father is the manager. And so she's the resident detective. So anytime something happens in the hotel, she's on the case. And so what happens in this novel is that a very expensive piece of costume, which happens to be a swimming cap, because this is a movie about mermaids, is this very expensive swimming cap that's encrusted in all these diamonds and jewels. You guessed it, goes missing. So Goldie's on the case. Her mother actually is one of the main suspects. And so she has to clear her mother's name by tracking down all the clues. So it's just a fun, just good for your heart and brain kind of read right now. So that's Goldie Vance, The Hotel Whodunit by Lilium Rivera.
All right. And so I'm going from diamonds to dirt. That was my connection here. This book also comes out on Tuesday, the 21st of April. It's called Dirt Cheap. It's by Mark Hoffman, and it just made me laugh. And that's what we need right now. It's about a little girl named Birdie. Birdie really wants this soccer ball. It has two narrators. So it has an unseen narrator, and then you have Birdie's voice. So it's great for perspective. And the unseen narrator encourages Birdie to sell something to get money to buy her soccer ball. So she has some success. She has no success with a few things, so she decides to sell dirt. By the way, she sells it dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. And when she sells it dirt cheap, she makes all the money she needs for her soccer ball. She buys the soccer ball, but then she comes home and realizes that she has nowhere to play the soccer ball with her soccer ball because she has taken all the dirt out of her yard. And that bird's eye view just cracked me up. What she does after that is she decides to sell services. She helps other people to fix up their yard. So the front end papers show the neighborhood kind of not all spruced up. The back end papers show the neighborhood all spruced up. And she does have finally a lawn to play in. And I don't know, I know a lot of us have been doing a lot of walking and a lot of yard work right now. So that really spoke to me. So Dirt Cheap is by Mark Hoffman, and that just brought me joy and made me laugh. And that's what we're looking for right now. So we're two traveling teachers. We hope to see you again sometime soon. Take care of yourselves. Be well.